Once upon a time, in the golden town of Lumina, every citizen lived behind a facade of perfection, hiding their true selves from the entire world. The people of Lumina were known for their beauty and grace, but beneath their porcelain masks lay hearts filled with secret greed, jealousy, and deep-seated lies. In this town, appearance was everything, and the truth was a forgotten language, buried deep under layers of silk, lace, and many painted smiles that never faded. They spent their days competing for status and wealth, performing acts of kindness only when others were watching, while their souls remained hollow and very dark. Even the smallest opportunities for gain were seized with ruthless efficiency, all while maintaining a polite conversation and a perfectly polished exterior for the public to see. Away from the glittering center of town, in a dusty and dim corner, lived Elion, a poor blacksmith who refused to wear the masks of the elite. Elion was the only one who showed his true face, a face weathered by hard work and honesty. Though the townspeople looked down on his simple life, he believed that a clear conscience was worth more than 1,000 masks, even if it meant being an outcast in his own beautiful but fake home. One evening, while rummaging through a heap of discarded metal and old stones, Elion noticed a strange, faint glow emanating from the very bottom of the pile. He reached out and pulled out a jagged stone that shimmered with an otherworldly light, feeling a mysterious warmth spread through his tired and aching hands. The stone seemed to hum with a secret power, and Elion knew at that moment that he had found something that could change Lumina forever and always. Determined to use this gift, Elion worked tirelessly for 7 days and 7 nights, his hammer ringing out against the anvil in a rhythmic, magical song. He poured his heart and soul into the metal, chanting old prayers of truth and clarity, hoping to create something that would finally wake up the town. The air in the workshop grew thick with magic as the mirror began to take shape, its surface smoother and clearer than any water in the world. As the final polish was applied, a soft chime echoed through the room, signaling that the soul mirror was complete and ready to perform its sacred duty. It was not a decorative piece for vanity, but a tool for revelation, designed to pierce through the thickest masks and reveal the hidden truth within. With a trembling heart, Elion stood before the mirror, curious and afraid of what his own reflection might show after years of hardship and struggle. The mirror did not show his dirty face. It showed a beautiful spirit of light, a testament to his pure heart and his unwavering honesty and kindness. Seeing his own soul filled him with a new sense of purpose and peace, confirming that true beauty is found within the depths of one's character. He decided that the people of Lumina needed to see this, so he placed the mirror right at the entrance of his shop for all to see. Beside the mirror, he left a simple message, inviting everyone to look beyond their masks and discover the reality of who they truly were inside their hearts. News of the strange mirror spread quickly through the town, and soon a crowd of curious citizens began to gather, whispering behind their colorful porcelain masks. Some laughed at the idea of a magic mirror, while others felt a strange, nagging fear they couldn't explain, wondering what such a mirror could possibly reveal. The first to step forward was a wealthy merchant, famous for his sharp deals and immense fortune, confident that his reflection would be as grand as his wealth. But as he peered into the glass, the image of his expensive clothes and fine mask vanished, replaced by something he never expected to see in public. He saw a filthy pig wallowing in mud, clutching worthless stones as if they were gold, a perfect reflection of his greed and the emptiness of his life. "This is a trick!" he screamed, his voice cracking with terror, as he scrambled away from the mirror, unable to look at the truth any longer. Next came a noblewoman, known for her sharp tongue and vanity, convinced that her soul was as sparkling as the diamonds she wore around her neck. The mirror showed a hissing serpent wrapped around her throat, its eyes reflecting the bitterness and malice she had used to climb the social ladder of Lumina. The sight was too much for her to bear, and she collapsed in a heap of silk, the sound of her shattering mask echoing through the silent, terrified crowd. One by one, the citizens of Lumina saw their true natures exposed, their hidden sins and dark thoughts manifesting as grotesque images in the magical, unforgiving glass. The mirror did not lie. And for a town built on deception, the truth was a weapon that cut through their pride like a hot knife through butter. Anger replaced fear as the people began to blame the messenger, accusing Elion of using dark magic to insult the honorable and noble citizens of their town. "The mirror only shows what is already there," Elion shouted. But his voice was drowned out by the cries of those who refused to accept their own reflection. The town guards arrived, sent by the elders to seize the mirror and arrest the blacksmith for disturbing the peace and insulting the dignity of Lumina. They handled the mirror roughly, uncaring of its beauty, and dragged Elion along as they made their way toward the grand town hall for a public trial. The mayor of Lumina, the man with the most elaborate mask of all, stood ready to pass judgment on the mirror that threatened his entire social order. He declared that the mirror was a cursed object, a tool of chaos meant to destroy the harmony and the beautiful traditions of their beloved, perfect town. The mayor intended to destroy the mirror in front of everyone, proving that their masks were the only reality that mattered in the great town of Lumina. As he approached the glass, a flicker of doubt crossed his mind. A momentary curiosity about what a man of his high standing might actually look like. He saw a black shadow, a bottomless pit of hunger that drained the life from everything it touched. A soul that had long ago forgotten how to love. The power he craved and the respect he commanded were revealed as nothing but parasitic greed, leaving him feeling small, cold, and utterly alone in the world. "Please, look closer," Elion cried out. "The mirror doesn't just show the bad, it shows the truth, so that we may finally begin to change ourselves." For a moment, the entire square was silent, as the weight of the truth hung in the air, heavier than the golden hammer held by the shaking mayor. The hammer fell, but not on the mirror. It fell on the stone, as the mayor realized that he could no longer live behind the lie he created. At that moment, the soul mirror unleashed its full power, a wave of pure energy that swept through the town like a cleansing spiritual summer storm. One by one, the masks of Lumina began to crumble, falling away to reveal the frightened, human, and very real faces that had been hidden for generations. There were no more secrets, no more pretenses. There was only the raw truth of their humanity, laid bare for everyone in the town to see clearly. As the dust settled, the people looked at each other, not as icons of status, but as neighbors, brothers, and sisters who shared the same flaws and fears. The mayor stood up and looked at Elion, his eyes filled with tears of gratitude, realizing that the blacksmith had saved them from their own cold shadows. The wall of silence and deception had been broken, replaced by the hesitant but honest sounds of people speaking from the heart for the very first time. Acts of kindness were no longer performances. They were genuine expressions of empathy as the people of Lumina began to heal their broken and neglected spirits. Weeks passed, and the town of Lumina transformed, moving away from the cold perfection of the past towards a warmer, more vibrant, and much more honest future. Elion was no longer an outcast. He became a teacher and a friend, his workshop a place where truth was valued more than any mask or gold. The magic of the mirror had served its purpose, and it now remained as a simple reminder that the greatest magic is the courage to be oneself. A new generation grew up without the burden of masks, learning that their worth came from their honesty and their capacity to care for one another every day. The former mayor found true happiness in service, discovering that a heart full of love was far more powerful than a heart full of hollow, cold ambition. Lumina became a beacon of light, not because of its spires or its wealth, but because of the radiant sincerity of the people who lived within its walls. He knew that while the truth could be painful to face, it was the only foundation upon which a truly beautiful and meaningful life could ever be built. His journey had taught him that even in a world full of shadows, a single spark of honesty can ignite a fire that changes the world for everyone. The laughter was no longer rehearsed, and the smiles were no longer painted. They were the echoes of souls that had finally found their way home to truth. The merchant had traded his greed for wisdom, finding that the most valuable treasure was the trust and respect of those he dealt with in his business. The noblewoman had found her voice not in sharp words, but in stories of kindness and hope, using her influence to lift others up instead of down. Lumina's gates were open to all, a symbol of a town that no longer had anything to hide and was proud of the raw beauty of its soul. Nature reclaimed the mirror's frame, turning a tool of revelation into a part of the landscape, a silent witness to the transformation of a whole society. The era of masks was truly over, and the shards of the past were being swept away by the winds of change and the strength of the human spirit. Art in Lumina was no longer about perfection, but about expression, a way for every soul to tell its story and be heard by a caring community. Trust became the currency of the town, a bond that held everyone together more strongly than any law or any fake porcelain smile ever could in the past. The midday sun shone brightly on a town that was finally at peace with itself, a place where the light from within matched the light from above. An unlikely friendship had blossomed between the blacksmith and the former ruler, a partnership built on the shared experience of seeing the truth through the mirror. Lumina was free, and its people were finally alive, living every moment with a sincerity that made even the simplest day feel like a grand and beautiful miracle. The story of the soul mirror was told for generations, a reminder that the most important thing a person can wear is their own honest and kind face. Integrity and sincerity are the most precious jewels anyone can ever possess. Do not live behind a mask, for your unique soul deserves to shine for all. Always remember that the reflection in the mirror of your soul is the only one that truly matters in the end. Be brave, be honest, and be you. Let your spirit be your guide, and may you always have the courage to face the truth with a heart full of love and a soul that's bright.